Where?
My face.
Where on your face? Point to it for us.
I don't remember, but everywhere on
You
my
don't
face.
remember where she was punching you in your face?
In my face.
I mean, this is why you killed her, right?
In the summer of 2022, a quiet apartment complex in Tamarack, Florida became the scene of a devastating crime. On July 13th, 23-year-old Kayla Hodgson was found brutally stabbed to death inside her home. Known for her warmth, kindness, and strong community ties, her sudden and violent death left loved ones reeling, struggling to comprehend how a personal dispute could escalate into such brutality. Officers responded to a welfare check and described the scene as horrific. Kayla had suffered dozens of stab wounds, pointing to a prolonged and vicious attack. Investigators determined the violence was intentional rather than impulsive, with autopsy findings showing injuries consistent with repeated, deliberate blows. The sheer brutality suggested rage and premeditation, forming the foundation of the case against the accused and underscoring the senseless nature of her death. Authorities quickly began piecing together surveillance footage, cell phone data, and travel records. Within weeks, they identified 31-year-old Sakina Thompson as the prime suspect. Thompson, who was living in New York at the time, had allegedly flown to Florida to confront Hodgson over a romantic rivalry. Prosecutors claimed jealousy was the motive, alleging Thompson was angered by Hodgson's relationship with her former boyfriend and further enraged after being blocked on social media. Thompson's movements were meticulously tracked. Investigators found evidence that she had used a fake rideshare account to navigate to and from the apartment, wore disguises including a hat and mask to conceal her identity, and attempted to cover her tracks following the attack. Surveillance footage captured a woman matching Thompson's description, entering the complex just before the murder. The Broward County Sheriff's Office conducted an extensive investigation inside Kayla Hodgson's Tamarack apartment after responding to a welfare check. Deputies secured the scene immediately, restricting access while crime scene technicians began documenting every detail. Detectives photographed the apartment, collected forensic evidence, and processed potential fingerprints and DNA. Blood spatter patterns and the condition of the scene were carefully analyzed to reconstruct the sequence of events. Investigators also gathered digital evidence, including Kayla's phone and electronic devices, to help establish a timeline. The thorough examination of the apartment became central to building the case and determining that the attack was deliberate and premeditated.
I'm here, I found my cousin. Is that really my cousin bad, really?
I haven't been in there, I don't know.
July 13, 2022. We're in Tarmac, Florida. It's just before 3 p.m.
Exactly the way they are.
I didn't have... I didn't have access. I've been... Yeah.
Yes. 200? What number?
200. Liar.
How did you get access?
I don't have access. I've been calling her all morning, and she wasn't answering the phone. And I came here the first time, and I just knocked. And I was like, I seen her car. I didn't see her car in the parking lot. She always parking in handicap. So when I came back the second time, I seen her car outside. I'm like, she has to be here. So when I came, I knocked really hard, and she has a little dog, and she didn't answer. So I just tried the door, and when I opened the door, she was on the floor.
The door was unlocked.
Yeah, the door was unlocked.
So have you been in the house?
Just have, yes, and I just came the second
Did you
time.
see anybody in the residence?
No.
I just want to get some more information
No.
before I get in there.
No.
Okay. Alright. When I'm done with this, stay tight. I'm running to talk to a lot.
No problem. No problem.
And just try not to touch anything with your hands.
Okay, y'all.
Yeah,
I touched
I'm not
the
even
door
having
and
you go
everything.
back in right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it a 1 or a 2 bedroom?
It's a 2-bedroom.
Was she on any medication, anything?
No, not that I know. She worked a party last night, and then that was it. And I called her this morning. I was calling her this morning, texting her, and she was her phone was delivering
I'm
it.
sorry, was she to you? Sorry.
She's like my girlfriend.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to,
Yes, she's like my girlfriend. Yes. Yes.
Does she have
Right
any
here,
children?
right here. No children, just a little dog. 200. To the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Okay.
You can be traffic while I clear the residence.
One person's got to go in. That's it.
On August 3, 2022, Thompson was arrested in New York and subsequently extradited to Florida. She faced a first-degree murder charge, a classification reserved for premeditated killings. The prosecution argued that Thompson's actions before, during, and after the murder demonstrated clear intent and meticulous planning. This included flying interstate to commit the crime, using disguises to avoid detection, and attempting to conceal evidence at the scene. In court, the prosecution presented a detailed narrative of premeditation. According to prosecutors, Thompson's decision to fly across state lines and confront Hodgson was not impulsive. It was a calculated act fueled by jealousy. They emphasized that Thompson's planning, from disguises to transport logistics, reflected a deliberate attempt to execute the attack.
County, Florida, for the lawful justice and all the hard work and dedication put into my daughter Kayla Hudson's case. For every detective, especially Detective Kuchler, that worked straight through until this murderer is placed behind bars. To the bailiff, Eric, who has always tried to make us, the victim's family, feel comfortable in this courtroom. To the wonderful jurors that served on this case, your civil duty did not go unnoticed. I know it was hard coming to this courtroom every day and sitting through a 4-week murder trial.
Prosecutors described the murder as the tragic culmination of weeks of resentment, jealousy, and obsession over Hodgson's relationship with Thompson's ex-boyfriend. The prosecution also highlighted the aftermath of the murder. Evidence showed that Thompson had changed clothes, attempted to clean parts of the crime scene, and disposed of potentially incriminating items, further indicating that she understood the severity of her actions and intended to avoid detection. Broward County State Attorney's Office framed these behaviors as evidence of her consciousness of guilt. Thompson admitted her presence at the scene and involvement in the struggle, but claimed she acted in self-defense.
Where?
My face.
Where on your face? Point to it for us.
I don't remember, but everywhere
You
on my
don't
face.
remember where she was punching you in your face?
In my face.
I mean, this is why you killed her, right?
No.
Right?
No.
It's not?
No.
You didn't kill her because she was fighting you?
No, I killed her because she took the glass from the hookah and slashed me across my stomach.
Do you believe that story? Or do you think she went there knowing exactly what she was going to do? Stay with me, because the next part will show just how deep this case really goes. The investigation, the shocking courtroom moments, and the heartbreaking reaction from Kayla's family.
Accused of killing her romantic rival in Tamarack, took the stand in her own defense today.
State prosecutors allege Sakina Thompson flew from New York to South Florida to kill her boyfriend's lover in 2022. NBC6's Marissa Bagg was the only reporter inside the courtroom for her testimony. Marissa, she didn't deny the killing, right?
She did not deny it. She says that she acted in self-defense that night, and she went on to tell the jury that she at least tried to clean up some of the crime scene and that she did not call police because she was afraid.
She testified that the confrontation escalated into violence after Hodgson allegedly attacked her with glass, causing injury. Thompson stated that she was 2 months pregnant at the time and feared for her life and that of her unborn child, which contributed to the intensity of her response. According to her testimony, the struggle caused her to black out, and when she regained awareness, she found Hodgson dead on the floor. The defense portrayed the incident as an emotional, reactive event, not a premeditated attack. They argued that Thompson's actions were a defensive response to an immediate threat, and the attempted cleanup was driven by fear rather than consciousness of guilt. After careful deliberation, the jury returned a guilty verdict for first-degree murder in October 2025. The decision was swift, reportedly taking only about an hour, indicating the jury found the prosecution's evidence overwhelmingly convincing. Sentencing followed in December 2025. Under Florida law, a first-degree murder conviction carries life in prison without the possibility of parole. Judge presiding over the case imposed this sentence, emphasizing the severity of the crime and the need for justice. Family members of Kayla Hodgson addressed the court during sentencing, expressing grief, heartbreak, and frustration. The murder of Kayla Hodgson is a heartbreaking example of how jealousy and unresolved personal conflicts can spiral into irreversible violence. While the life sentence handed down in the case offers a measure of justice, it cannot undo the profound loss felt by Kayla's family and friends. Above all, Kayla's story serves as a sobering reminder of the human cost of rage and the critical importance of addressing conflict before it escalates beyond control.